like when we look back over the last year and the problems you had with injury and stuff, and today you're a world champion and you're going to the Olympics. That's amazing. How do you feel?
It just hasn't sunk in at all. Even since Madrid, I don't think it's just been kind of non-stop since then. It was really nice to get back on Tuesday and just see my friends and family, and we had a little party and stuff to celebrate Worlds, because it's just been kind of non-stop since then.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Madrid is kind of the most important race this year because it's meant that you've qualified for the Olympics, but then after that you've gone on and you've become world champion.
Yeah, it was just so unexpected. I mean, I don't think I went into the race any kind of favourite, and I wasn't like really that up for the race, and kind of just before the race I kind of said, you know, come on, sort yourself out, we're world champs now. So I think a lot of the girls psyched themselves out before the start of that race. It was cold, and I think being British and swimming in cold water and in races in the UK, I was probably a bit more used to it and dealt with the conditions, and took a good opportunity when it came up, and then just pretty much the whole race I kind of thought we were going to be caught, and it wasn't until the last lap of the run that I kind of realised that me and Sarah Haskins were going to be gold and silver then. So it's just, yeah, it still just seems really crazy, hasn't it? So
what was going through your mind when you're running with Sarah? I guess a lot of people didn't know really what she was capable of running wise. We know that you've ran very well. How did you feel in the race? Did you know you could get gold?
Not really. It wasn't. Well, I still thought we were going to be caught because there's so many fast runners behind us. It wasn't until someone said like 2k to go and we still had a minute 40. I thought, well, unless I stopped, we got the gold and silver. So I was like, oh, silver's good. I'm quite happy with that. And then she kind of surged a bit, and I was like, oh no, I can't give up. I can't like let go. So it was. I kept going, and then she kind of surged a bit again at the end, and then I went past her. And I even down the finishing straight, I still thought she was going to come up from behind me. It wasn't until I kind of crossed the line that it was actually real. Actually, it doesn't seem real still.
I remember talking to you earlier on this year, and you said, I just want to be on the start line in Madrid in one piece.
Yeah, yeah. Because from doing one race last year, I think I've done like 8 races already this year, and it's just good to be racing again. So to be racing and be winning is amazing.
One of our little spies out there did say that in the morning of the World Championships you were kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, it's cold. Obviously you qualified for the Olympics, so I imagine that you kind of didn't want to risk injury, you didn't want to risk having an accident on the bike, and so to kind of waking up in the morning thinking I don't want to do this, to kind of fast forward like 12 hours later and you're standing on the podium.
I mean, it was a last minute decision to go. We were going to try, and I wasn't going to go, and then I heard that it was, if I went to Worlds, and it would affect the third, like getting the third spot a lot more than any of the other girls. So I was like, oh well, I will go and try and help, because I think 3 girls on the start line would have been better than 2. But unfortunately, we ran out of time, I think, really, more than anything. But yeah, it was just the morning before the race, I was kind of sat in my room like, oh, you know, ready to go and race again, and
kind of like another day in the office.
Yeah, and then like right once we got down to the race course and I started going through the motions and doing my warm up and everything, I really kind of like woke myself up and got kind of into race mode down there. But it took me a while to get into it.
Bit of disappointment for Liz Blatchford, who's the reserve member of the team. How close were you to getting the 3rd slot? I think we were quite close, and but in the end, like the Austrian girl had a good race and kind of jumped over. I think it was the French girl. It was very complicated on points, but I think, you know, with both me and myself and Liz being injured last year, and Holly only coming up and racing Olympic distance this year, the 3 of us started racing, and if we'd all been racing like a year earlier, we would have been absolutely fine. I think we've got the talent to have a full team, but if we just, you know, ran out of time, that's all it was. Yeah. And so we've got 7 weeks to go until your race. Have you got any ideas how it's going to pan out? What do you see happening? Have you looked at the other girls racing and decided what might be your best strategy?
I think Emma Snowsill and Versa Fernandez are obviously almost head and shoulders above the rest at the moment, and especially in terms of their running ability. But I think from seeing Worlds, we know that, and Madrid, we know that breaks can happen, and I think we've got to be prepared for all that. But I'm just looking forward to. I've just come back from America now. I'm having an easy week this week, just to kind of relax, also mentally get over, you know, Worlds and all that excitement. And I'm looking forward to getting another 5-6 weeks of really good training in and getting ready for it.
Great, fantastic. What do you think your chances are of a medal?
I don't know. I don't know. Haven't thought about it. I'm feeling a lot more confident that I can go out there and have a good race because I'm in good form and I've shown some, that I'm running a lot better. But I know to beat Emma or Vanessa or even a lot of the other girls out there, you're going to have to be in the best condition possible. And I think with the stuff we're doing with the heat preparation, we'll hopefully that's going to help us and give us an advantage.
I think you said earlier obviously 2005 you got third on the course in Beijing, but now the bike course is different.
Yeah.
Does it worry you that you haven't had a chance to ride it?
I'll ride it before the race, and we've got a lot of data on it, so I'll be kind of simulating it in training, in the next few weeks. So I'm not too worried that it'll be that different.